So I've been playing a few video games. I've been off work for a little bit, and I've had a little bit of time. So one of the first games I played after my child was born and we got back to the house and we got settled down and I was squeaking in a little bit of time for video games, I dusted off my Atari 7800 that I recently composite video modded. So it looks nice and crisp. And this is a game that I bought, maybe 6 months ago. Someone I talked to on Instagram had told me about an eBay coupon, something I never thought about looking at. So I managed to get this for like $2 or $3, and it's the Atari 2600 game that was at the top of my want list at the time. My want list always changes. I find out about a new game, and then I read everything about it. I'm real interested. I put it in a list, and then I learn about 7 other games. I get real excited about those 7 games. Time passes, forget about them. Then I get real excited about something else. But at that time, I was excited about Megamania. It's kind of a Galaga style shooter where your ship just, you move it left and right across the bottom of the screen. And it has striking similarity to the Enterprise if you were to look at it from the top down. If the saucer section were a little bit bigger, it'd look just like the Enterprise. And there's 2 different modes. One where you can control the missile, so you shoot your projectile and then it moves along with the ship as you move the ship left and right. Or you can just have it true fire straight up and that's it. And so I usually have the guided missile. And then everyone talks about this game because the enemies are like hot dogs, hamburgers, and pickles and stuff like that, which they don't really look like that. So it's got, I don't own the manual. I got a beat up copy for $2 or $3 after an eBay discount. But the storyline in the manual, people are interested in that. So maybe, I probably won't, because the idea behind this in the truck videos, I'm just going to slap it up. This one I'd like to put some gameplay over it, just to show off that composite modded Atari. I unfortunately recorded a bunch of reviews on that thing right before I composite modded it, so a lot of them look a little shabby, but a little bit shabbier than they could. But anyway, I would like to put some gameplay video of this particular game, because I really, for a couple of nights, I sat down and enjoyed it and got to where the game loops and increases difficulty, which, is something that happens in Atari games. That's the way the game goes. So I've really enjoyed this one. I'm not huge on Atari games. A lot of people, I feel my age, I'm 37, I grew up when the Nintendo came out, right? So going back to games older than that, they're a whole different style. They're all based on arcade games. And just the whole mindset is different. But now that mindset actually fits the amount of time that I have, because I can sit down with Megamania for 5 minutes and have 5 minutes of fun. There's a modern game, you get a brand new game, you're like, oh yeah, man, I got a half an hour to play a game. Let's dig into this. And you put it in, and it's like, you haven't turned on your PlayStation in 6 months. Download mandatory update. And then you're like, okay, all right. 3 minutes, 4 minutes goes by. You download, install, restart. All right, here we go. Let's fire up this game. Yeah, we've got to patch the game because we only sold you half the game on the disc because of the time crunch. So we have to, sell you the disc and then finish the game. So you got to download 7 gigs and then patch that up. You're like, okay, so 10 more minutes goes by. And you finally get the game. You're like, all right, let's start this up. It's like, here's your 20-minute tutorial. It's like, come on, guy, just let me start the game. I'll hit the buttons and figure out what the buttons do. That's what we used to do when we were kids. We would just hit every combination of buttons and see what happens, and then we'd know what the hell was going on. Now, granted, you also had a manual that for more complex games, you could just sit down on the crapper and, learn a little bit more of the nuances right? But, you know, and then there's like an unskippable cutscene or some nonsense. None of that. You just plop Megamania in, you hit the reset button, and you shoot some hot dogs and hamburgers and whatever. And it's a pretty good time. I had a pretty good time playing that, and I could see myself coming right back to it and playing it some more. I would say this is, of the Atari games I've played, which, granted, is limited. Anything older than Nintendo, it's like real hard for me to get into just because, you know, it's, the whole point is high scores and all that. I'm finding myself getting more into them now. So anyway, I find myself getting more into spaceship shooters and stuff like that because there's no time requirement, there's no cutscenes. You just turn it on, you start shooting, you get a little bit better each time you play, and you're like, oh shit, I made it to level 3, woo! Like, oh man, I got it to loop twice! Awesome! So, I really enjoyed Megamania. This is probably in my top 5 Atari games. If I had to sit down and crap out a tier list for Atari games, this would probably be right at the top of 2,600 games that I've played. So I would highly recommend this. Now, the question to you guys is, what do you think of these in the truck reviews? This will probably be something that'll stay on YouTube and not a part of Mondo Cool TV because just the different feel and vibe. Oh, we both. The guy in front of me did this too, because the guy in front of him started and stopped. Anyway, what do you guys think of these in the truck reviews? I'm making a couple while I'm cruising around with my kids, drinking my coffee. Leave me a comment. You can also text in or leave a voicemail at the Mondo Cool hotline. The number will appear on screen. Unfortunately, I do not know it off the top of my head. It's 937-419-1223, I think. Hopefully that's correct. If it's not correct, I'll just edit that all out. But, yeah, Megamania. I've really enjoyed this one.